go to war with me. You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. For the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. So you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. For the throne.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I take shots to the top, I'll get it, I from afar. I'm never gonna look back, cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
All right, guys. What is today? Tuesday? Monday? Fuck. Monday. Can we just pretend yesterday didn't even happen? Welcome back. This day's been crazy for me after what happened last night. Let's get our special guest in here. Let me find his intro. Mediocre, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Hope all is well over there.
We're just going to wear the same outfit we had on yesterday and pretend like last night didn't even happen. Good Lord. Sorry for having to rush off like that. You guys says happy hump day. I wish, man. I'm just, after no sleep last night and everything that happened, I just don't even really know where I'm at or what day today is. Apparently it's Monday, and it was a big news day, and I want to chat with you guys and see what your thoughts are on where we're at with Roaring Kitty. Mediocre, how was your day?
I was busy today, but I did okay today. I can't really complain. I'm kind of glad I got up. I didn't sleep good last night, and I was up pre-market, which helped me out quite a bit.
So for those of you who weren't watching yesterday, I was getting a weird phone call from a phone number I didn't recognize as we were doing the live stream. And then I got a text from that number that said, "Tony, this is your wife. Call me." I was in an accident. And so I called her, and she was going to the grocery store while I was live streaming and got in a 2-car collision in an intersection. And both cars are totaled. They were wanting to take her away in an ambulance. The other party went off in an ambulance, and it was just right up the road, so I was able to get there. I took her to the hospital. They did x-rays and CT scans, and she's okay, but she has abrasions from her seatbelt. I mean, it dug through her skin. That's why they wanted her to get checked out for internal injuries. But yeah, we're down 1 car, and she's going to be pretty damn sore for a week, I imagine. But other than that, thank God, no cuts, nothing broken, just a seatbelt. Look, you can see the seatbelt on her skin. Let's put it that way. I'm going to forbid her from going to HEB, Mediocre. I guess, no more grocery trips for her.
she's cut off from driving at night.
Remember that she had an accident a year or two ago where she was going upstairs to get something, and then she was going to go to HEB to get some lettuce for her rabbits, and she fell backwards for whatever reason on the stairs and knocked herself out on the tile floor at the bottom of the stairs. Oof. She was in the hospital for like 4 days from that shit. Cracked her skull open. No more HEB for Scarlett. I think that's going to be a new rule.
I'm just glad she's all right.
I'm glad she's good too. I was able to kind of process it today after you get out of emergency response mode. And God damn, man. I feel for any of y'all that have lost your loved ones in an accident like that. Even just having something like that happen is traumatic.
Yep. Ain't
Anya
good.
says, get her a Hummer. Yeah, she needs a big vehicle, Anya, I guess. Let's talk about some more positive things, though. At least she's going to be okay. She went to work today. She's a trooper, but she's in pain. I got something up on the screen here that I want to look at. Let me get the right screen up here. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way. Mediocre, did you hear about the Roaring Kitty lawsuit?
I did.
On Friday? And we got some news today after everybody was going all crazy about it over the weekend. I read through it this weekend and it seemed pretty shady to me, so I didn't really make any videos or comment on it much. But today, for whatever reason, the plaintiff voluntarily dismissed his petition. You can see here it says notice of voluntary dismissal from Martin Radeff versus Keith Patrick Gill. And then it says, whereas no defendant was brought before the court, no defendant brought before the court has served an answer or motion for summary judgment. Notice is hereby given that the plaintiff voluntarily dismisses the action without prejudice. So without prejudice means that they could refile. I saw a couple of legal minds on Twitter today saying that maybe the attorneys are going to swap out the plaintiff or a better plaintiff. This guy had, what did he have, guys? Like less than 200 shares?
Yeah.
Or he had he had a handful of shares. His losses were $200, and he's trying to file a class action suit on behalf of all shareholders that to claim that Keith Gill was manipulating the markets. Come on, man. And if I know this might be a common name, Martin Radev, but someone found a Martin Radev that is a portfolio manager. If that's the guy, you're going to tell me a portfolio manager didn't know that the price was running up to $40. That had nothing to do with the actual value of the stock, and he bought in at the high, and now he's going to blame Roaring Kitty because GameStop announced a dilution the next day. Come on, this lawsuit was dead on arrival. Now I can say it. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to swap out plaintiffs or if this was all a scam to drive the stock price down. I don't know what this was about. But 38 shares, you guys are saying 36. Yeah, crazy. I mean, he was literally his buy prices I saw on a spreadsheet were like between $30 and $40. If you're a financial professional, or even if you're not, you should know what the book value of GameStop is and what the fundamental value is. It's somewhere around $11 to $20, depending on
the book value.
Book value is around 11. The fair value, if you want to give Ryan some credit for the $4 billion, maybe it could go up to 18 or 20. But if you're buying in at 30 or 40, you're speculating above the actual value of the stock. And this guy should have known that. You're going to try and blame Kitty because GameStop diluted and the price went down. Fuck off, man.
But Tony, we should be trading at 5 times book.
we might be trading, GameStop might be trading at 25 times earnings one day when they actually get earnings. I want y'all to forget about book value or anybody that's talking about it. It's nonsense right now. Unless you're telling me market cap is under book value and Tony, you need to go buy some. I don't want to hear any of y'all talking about book value. That is a fugazi so that you won't look at the lack of earnings. It's a fugazi, mediocre. What do you think? Right. Am I being too harsh?
Nope. No, not at all. It's a fugazi, Tony.
The fugazi. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got Chewy. Hang on one second. Let me see what other. Oh, this
Chewy.
one.
What we got?
Apparently, I know there's been a lot of talk, mediocre,
Ooh,
that
Securities and Exchange Commission.
that Keith Gill was only interested in GameStop because it is the one true stock, the one to lead the way, the one to lead us across the river to the promised land, part the waters, the one and true only stock. He would never look at another stock mediocre. Never mind that hidden Fidelity tab behind his E-Trade. Never mind the 25 other stocks that were always on his spreadsheet. Never mind about those. Let's just focus on the fact that he bought GameStop in May and tell the people a story that's all he's interested in.
Tony,
oh, wait. What is this, mediocre, up on the screen? He bought Chewy?
Wait. Nobody's selling. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know if he sold or not, but let's talk about he did buy Chewy. This is fucking hilarious right here. Chewy, Schedule 13G, filed this morning. And I when I woke up this morning, I saw this. I am a cat. I am not a cat. That's the box he checked. I was like, I didn't even know that you could. I know that there's normally right here it says, are you a member of a group? Check yes or no. That's what normally is right here. He went in and changed the fucking wording, which is like the ultimate troll. It's just hilarious. But he's not a member of a group, and he's also not a cat. And where'd my mouse go? I can't ever see my mouse with these glasses on. Okay, here we go. Keith Gill, 9,001,000 shares of Chewy, giving him 6.6% ownership in the company. And really what I want to talk with you guys about, because, you have been out there working and checking social media all day and I haven't. How you feeling? Do you think first of all, I think at this point, it's safe to assume it's legit. I saw a lot of the GME elitists in denial this morning, mediocre. This can't be real. This can't be real. Can I scoot back and stop? Can I stomp my feet and make steam go out of my ears? This can't be real. It's real, guys. Someone would have issued a retraction by now.
Wasn't it found on SEC Edgar, Tony?
Yeah, but potentially what they were saying, mediocre, is that someone could have created a fake Keith Gill login to Edgar, supplied a fake ID, and submitted a fake form. It's the words they used were what was the word? I'm going to summarize. They said it's a well-known fact that people do this all the time. Submit fake documents, impersonating other people. I'm like, really? Well-known fact, huh? I'd never heard of that before. They found one instance and shared it. If it was a well-known fact, I would have thought they would have had a briefcase full of examples to show me.
But Tony, I want to concentrate on the 9,001,000 shares right there.
Yeah.
What price?
We don't know.
Rough estimate.
Well, we know it's been trading in the $15 to $20 range before. We don't know when he bought it, mediocre. Did he have $250 million sitting around in that hidden tab on Fidelity? Did let me pull up my Chewy chart. Did he buy it when it was really, really cheap? Did he buy options and then exercise them? Is he still just holding options? Did you guys even know that this is potentially a thing? And I think this is a thing. Someone, thank you, Neil, for giving me a heads up on Twitter, because I had forgotten in the instructions for filling out a Form 13G filing, a Schedule 13G, there is some phrasing talking about if you have, what's the word? Investment power, I think is the words, using either swaps and or, I need to go back and read this. So just work with me here for a second. Swaps and or cash secured or derivatives that you're going to pay for with cash. Let's just say that, like call options. Potentially he could have filed this 13G just holding call options. That is a possibility. I just want to be upfront. I need to dig into it when I'm fresh in my brain. The SEC code on this stuff is not 100% clear. He gave me a reference. He said, go check Ryan Cohen filing back a year or two ago where he had shares and options, and you can see an example of it. I believe you, but I need to go do my own DD. But that is a thing. I mean, I remember reading about investment power in the instructions of filing a Schedule 13D. Because, Mediocre, I was filling out my 13G to disclose that I own 6.6% of AMC, and I needed to brush up.
Yeah.
That's a joke. That is a joke. I know people are going to clip it. There goes Tony. He's lying again. Hey, guys, clowns have jokes, okay? Grow a fucking sense of humor. Why don't you? Check your funny bones. Nothing on this channel is serious. This is the Clown News Network.
Clowns are funny.
There we go, Mediocre. I know you wanted to see that.
I love that. That makes me happy.
So, in light of the fact, let's just put aside for the moment that potentially Keith owns calls and he filled out the 13G because he owns enough calls and he has the intent to exercise them. I think that's what the wording says. You could claim ownership on a 13G. Let's put that aside and let's just pretend that he owns the shares outright. I want to hear from you guys, and I'm going to put up a poll. Do you think, as we said on the thumbnail, did Keith Gill sell AMC? Not AMC. He hasn't bought AMC yet. That's going to come out later this week. Did he sell his GME to buy? Did he sell GME to buy Chewy? That's your first choice. And the second choice on this poll is sell Chewy options to buy GME. And then Mediocre, I know what your question is going to be. If it's number 2, what do you think? What do you think that I think your question is going to be?
About the second question?
Yeah.
What was the first question?
Did he did he sell his GME to buy Chewy? And if he didn't, did he sell Chewy options and exercise them to buy Chewy? And your question, if people vote for that, is what?
Oh, where did he get the money?
Yes, where did he get the money? Where did he get the money to do that? Exactly. Michael M. has another great question. Thank you, Michael. Didn't Chewy do a big buyback? Yes. They did a $500 million buyback of preferred last week. Now, Chewy had about 1.1, maybe 1.4 billion on the balance sheet. Let me see if I have my stock analysis. Can you guys see this? No, you can't see that tab. Oh, wait. Yeah, you can see it. All right.
What you got up now? Oh, hang on one second.
Chewy had, how much did they have on their balance sheet? 1.1 billion in cash and another 3 million in short-term investments. So let's just say 1.1 billion. They spent $500 million buying back preferred shares from one investor, if I recall correctly. And it was a simultaneous deal. So the preferred converted to common and immediately got canceled. So to my reading of the document, this didn't affect the common float, but it should have reduced the overall equity when you're looking at combined common plus preferred, 435 million shares, whatever combined. it should have reduced that substantially by getting that comment off the books. So I guess the main question I have with that, whatever Chewy did, a couple of thoughts, just random thoughts. We're getting off track of the Roaring Kitty thing for a second, but why did they spend half their cash to do that? Who was this investor? What was the motivation to buy them out? Could you make some assumptions that Chewy is forecasting their forward cash flow to be excellent? So spend them $500 million cash, not really a big deal. Could you guess that they couldn't find anywhere else to spend money right now? No other companies to buy, no other big improvements they could do, and this was the best way to return shareholder value. And a lot of questions I have. What do you think, Mediocre? What do y'all think?
I have to agree with you, but I think there's some comments we should answer too.
All right, tell me what you see, and I'll put them up.
Okay, well, there's a couple asking about Kitty's money. He could be a billionaire, Tony.
He could. Yeah,
absolutely, he could be. He just added more to his brokerage, right? For this new $270 million position in Chewy. That what we're gonna say? He didn't sell no GameStop to enter, right? He's just, if that's what you want to believe.
Anya says he loves Ryan Cohen so much he wouldn't sell GameStop. I have questions, guys. Like when he posted that one meme of what's the tennis player, McEnroe?
But I also want to say this, Tony, right?
Was he mad? Was he mad at Ryan?
Tony, how did he make so much money?
I don't know.
Let's forget about Chewy for a second. How did he make so much money on GameStop buying and holding, Tony?
Selling cash secured puts and covered calls would be my guess.
Whoa, Tony.
Either that or,
You're telling me he was trading this fucking
maybe
thing?
He was on the X team, selling XRP
Tony.
and XRT.
No.
Right along with Lou.
He's a buy and hold guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got 2 private videos right now. Maybe he's about to let us know. I know you guys want me to say exactly what I think, but I think, honestly, guys, all this speculating and all this theorizing that people are doing is very dangerous for your mental health and your investing decisions. Now, I will say, hat tip to anybody who speculated that he was going to invest in Chewy and bought call options, because God dang it, you were right, motherfuckers. And I don't know if you were able to sell your calls before it came back down today. Where did this stock end up at today? Let's just take a little sneak peek. It ran up in pre-market. I woke up, I was like, holy shit, here we go again.
And to be honest, I'm just going to say this up front before people think that, like, I went and looked at and studied Roaring Kitty's position and did the math. I didn't do any math. Like, personally,
I have not either.
I think Roaring Kitty's a very, very intelligent guy, and he knows where to move his money to make money. I think Roaring Kitty trades, and I take all this nonsense with a grain of salt, to be honest with you.
It's good entertainment, all the social media theorizing, right, Mediocre?
Exactly.
I personally am not as much of a risk taker as some of y'all, where I read somebody's crazy theory on social media and then go buy a bunch of call options on it. I got to see the stock moving. But I mean, that obviously I missed out on the run from 27 to 30 on GameStop, because when the market opened, when the market opened, Chewy was at $30. So you couldn't have done much with the call options, but 27 to 30. I mean, if you bought them on Friday, that's not a bad overnight hold, Mediocre.
I mean, we should start putting some of these comments. They're pretty good, Tony. We should start putting them up.
All right. I'm going to try and look over on this screen.
Like Stockland that, he makes a good point. I have to agree with him.
Let me scroll down and try and find his Stockland. Why do we think that just because he has millions of shares that he never sold? What happens if he sold all at the top, bought back in at the bottom, and has been trading with a ton of cash since? Exactly. That would be what, mediocre? Exactly like what we do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys wonder why I said he would fit in great with our group, because I love that theory, Stockland. Why do people say that he would never sell? Because they don't want, if you're a GME YouTuber who's telling people every day not to sell, I'm never selling, guys. This money's here for my kids. If I got to wait 50 years, I'll never sell my GameStop till I get the price that I want. Meanwhile, we're all over here mediocre. Trade, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Why wouldn't Roy Kitty be ringing that cash register? How else the fuck do you get $250 million?
No shit.
It doesn't it doesn't print under your bed every night. I know that. You got to be doing something. I agree with you, Stockland. He's either the world's most intelligent and lucky options trader, or he might have been doing some buy low, sell high, buy back low. I love that strategy. If you believe in a company and you know that it's running up and you're willing to buy it back when it comes back down, what? Boom, boom, boom. Everyone thinks we can't do the third boom, mediocre. Well, you bought and you sold. I guess you don't love the company. Why?
Tony, I lost my shares at 450 on Friday.
You don't think we can do the third boom?
I bought back in at 490 today.
I know. I heard you. I heard you saying you were buying
money. I don't get it.
Paradox says people wondering where his money came from is hilarious. You don't have to wonder, guys.
I'm not wondering. I know where it came from.
Unless he got sponsored by Chewy's with a $250 million contract, that fucker was trading something. That much I can guarantee you. He was trading something. I can't wait
I'm just gonna let you know
for him to tell us one day.
If 1 week, if he sold, I was very reasonable in my estimates too. I think it was 15 cents. I can't remember what I told you guys. I think it was around 15 cents. If he sold call options on GameStop with his amount of shares,
it's just pennies, mediocre. He wouldn't even be looking at that.
In 1 fucking week, the guy made over $1 million. I can't even remember what the fucking number was, but I don't even want to figure it out. But it was a ridiculous amount of fucking money.
Can I get a bunch of? I want to see in the chat. I want to see y'all say it's just pennies, Tony. Don't trade options.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to see y'all. I want to fill this fucking screen up with it's just pennies, because that shit cracks me up that someone would be so against you trading options that they would say it's just pennies. Don't even look at it, guys. If you mention options, I will never talk to you again. You're going to be booted out of my Discord. Not welcome on this channel. What a fucking hilarious
It happened.
What a fucking shill, man.
Didn't it happen? How many Discords do we get booted from?
I mean, it's going on still today.
I know.
I don't know why people are so allergic to making money. I get it, mediocre. I had the fear. I had the fear in 2021, 2023. What if AMC moons and I had sold covered calls? I gave it a good experiment. I'm still trading options on the rest of my portfolio, but I said, all right, I'm going to just see what happens with AMC. You know how much I regret that now in retrospect, not doing all that trading? You know how much money over that 2-year period that I left on the table?
It kind of pisses you off, doesn't it, Tony?
Yeah, but I mean, I wanted to be pure in my AMC buy and hold.
So did I.
I wanted to be as pure as I could. And
I wanted this to squeeze to happen with all of you guys. Like I have nothing against anybody, even the buy and hold people in the community. Like I got no problem with any of you. If that's what you choose to do, don't get mad at me because I don't choose to do that. Though.
Yeah, and now that I changed my mind in September 2023, don't get mad at me either.
Yeah, don't try to silence me because you don't like what I'm saying. I mean, somebody's got to tell new people coming in, learn that want to learn how to trade or do whatever. People's got to let them know. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to people. That's not what I'm about. I'll just tell you what I do. That's it.
Yolo Ono says, I love watching you guys. My buying options are based on what you don't do. I don't, you're not talking to us, Dan, are you? I don't know.
He's being a smart ass.
but I often say that, like whatever I see now that I woke up from the moon dream, often my options trading strategy is whatever everybody else is doing, I just do the opposite.
We talk about creating our own MOAS every day.
The crazier the theories, the more likely I am to do the opposite. Let's just put it that way. Let's see what other comments. Frank says he's buying AMC. Hey, mediocre. Do you want to hear our crazy? You guys, mediocre, you already know. You guys want to hear our crazy tinfoil that Frank and I came up with this morning? Y'all remember the Roaring Kitty string of emojis? We had a dog, and people were thinking last week that meant he was going to buy Chewy's. Motherfuckers were right, mediocre.
Yeah.
What's the next emoji, guys? The next emoji is an American flag, some musical notes, and a microphone. And I think they're all on one emoji, right?
Yes.
They're all in one. Now, I was just like thinking out loud with Frank this morning. He was like, Tony, I feel like Keith Gill is going to buy AMC next. I was like, come on, man. That's not up his alley. He's tweeted about movies a lot. He's mentioned the Kansas City Shuffle. Maybe that was a hint because AMC's based right there in Kansas. But Frank, I mean, what could that emoji have to do with it? And I was like, Frank, I'm going to think aloud here. Work with me. American flag, A, American flag. Musical notes, M, A-M. Microphone, concert, AMC. I mean, there you have it. AMC confirmed.
All right, Tony, I'm sharing it. There it is.
I mean, am I crazy here? American flag, music, concert. It's plain as day.
Oh, man.
Michael says he isn't buying AMC. I'm just joshing with you guys.
I love it.
I'm just joshing with you. We like to get a little crazy.
I don't think he's buying it either. We're just throwing it out there.
Stockland says American flag is DJT. Yeah, it could be. Certainly could be. Do you think that he was thinking all of this stuff out a month or two in advance? Do you think he was thinking about Ryan Cohen might screw him and then he'd move over into Chewy and then DJT, didn't Trump get acquitted or something today, mediocre? Like they cleared him with presidential. Yeah. Tell me what happened. I wasn't keeping up with all the news.
He got full presidential immunity.
Presidential immunity. All right.
Yep.
So what does that mean?
As long as he was in his capacity, I don't think they can charge him with the January 6th stuff.
He was acting in presidential capacity at that time.
I don't know. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not going to argue that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Sparky says,
like that answer?
Sparky says, Tony, based on your tinfoil, there will be 5 YouTubers claiming tomorrow that the flag music concert is definitely AMC. Maybe so. You can blame me, Sparky. Tony, they're going to clip it and say, Tony DeNaro says Keith Gill's buying AMC. If he does buy AMC, guys, you heard it here first. All I'm going to say. But I'm not expecting him to buy AMC.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. Warren Kitty understands fundamentals in balance sheets in debt. Okay? He ain't fucking buying AMC.
Anya says Roaring Kitty was caught off guard when Ryan Cohen pulled the rug. I agree with you, Anya. I think he knew that there was a risk of dilution and he accepted the risk, but I don't think that he thought there would be 2 dilutions. Come on, Ryan. Let the man make some money. Let the family, let the kids make some money, Ryan. Greedy bastard. He is pulling straight from the Adam Aaron playbook, mediocre. You still with me, mediocre?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Dustin, what's up? He says, realistically, for the people that missed the GameStop in 2021, they jumped into AMC. AMC has not complete. So theoretically, if AMC is a stacked play for the last couple of years, I can see the Roaring Kitty buying. I guess it depends, Dustin, how tinfoil you want to get. Like, do you want to get into the whole billions of synthetic shares conspiracy, or do you want to say that Kitty is investing in companies that he thinks has potential and are undervalued at the moment? Or do you think he's doing both? Do you think he's doing both? Here's what also I think. Oh, you guys really want me to piss off the GameStop people? I love GameStop, by the way. It's getting real close to a point where I'm ready to buy some more if we drop a little bit lower. Kitty said he posted the McEnroe, and I think he was kind of mad at Ryan. Maybe he shifted over to Chewy because of that. But and I honestly, I hope that he has both for everybody's sake. I hope that the man figured out a way to own both. Cool. That would be the story of the fucking year if he figured it out. So that's what I pray, but I don't know. Mediocre. I remember him saying a couple things. He said in his live stream, I reserve the right to change my mind. Remember that?
Absolutely.
And he said, what else? If they start selling pet rocks, I might be out of here. Now, guys, I think pet rocks was code word for trading cards. I think he's probably looking at trading cards as pet rocks. I know they're selling literally thousands of them. And I mean, if you add up 3,000 cards with $100 profit margin, I mean, that's $3 million extra dollars. Well, I digress. You can do the math. There's some people that think trading cards are going to allow GameStop to have the highest quarterly revenue ever in its history here in Q2. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think?
I think I'm glad that GameStop got $4 billion in the fucking bank money.
I do too. I mean, you guys know, like, when it comes to popcorn with AMC, concerts, trading cards with GameStop, I love that companies are looking for new revenue streams, but this is not the saving grace of GameStop. Trading cards, I'm sorry, it's just not enough volume, not enough trading cards.
It's kind of like our candy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I'm saying like our popcorn, our microwave popcorn, right. Our candy. Every extra revenue stream, I'm never going to poo-poo it. Everything helps. Show me that ingenuity. Show me you're trying some stuff, but that's not gonna save GameStop. So I'm hopeful and praying along with you guys that Ryan and the team are looking for, some real use of that $4 billion to bring in some earnings. buy a company, invest it, something. Maybe they'll go in and buy Chewy right along with Roaring Kitty, mediocre. They can invest their money now.
I mean, I heard that might be a thing, but I don't know. Really? Dog treats, Tony?
Michael says maybe it was a code word for selling pet items at Chewy. Well, there's a great theory, Michael. I know some of y'all have been saying out there in social media, maybe even in the chat here, that you think Chewy and GME are going to merger. Do anybody think that? Because I want to just lay a couple things out for you. And if you do think that, that's cool. But I need to hear you also say, do you think that Kitty knew about that, or do you think that he's speculating on that? If you think that, did he know about it? Does he know about it? Was this a plan, or is he just speculating just in case shit? Anya says they don't have enough money to buy Chewy. Yeah, I think the enterprise value of Chewy is about $12 billion, Anya. So GameStop could not buy Chewy. But what if the two managements came up with some sort of merger? Or what if Chewy buys GameStop? Well, they don't really have enough cash to do that either. I don't know. I got to hear. Someone needs to give me the breakdown how this merger is going to happen. Michael says they don't have to buy it. What are you thinking, Michael? Just some agreement between management and shareholders of both companies where they merge, or are you thinking like a cooperative type? You sell games in my store, I'll sell pet food in yours.
No, I think
no, Chewy doesn't have stores. Never mind.
I think that they think that GameStop's just going to buy shares.
Like invest, buy another 10% of Chewy shares, take a majority position. I don't know would that be considered a merger? I'm not a merger expert, like thinking out how mergers happen. I can analyze an agreement once it's drawn up, but I haven't spent a lot of time studying the theory of mergers. I'll be honest. Stockland says Chewy wants nothing to do with Ryan Cohen. Why do you think that? I mean, genuinely. I wasn't he their bud back in the day? Did they have a falling out? Dustin says maybe the tennis player tweet was just to express he was upset. I agree with you, Dustin. I think he was upset. The question I have, and I don't know the answer, is was he so upset that he said, fuck this, sold his GameStop and moved it to Chewy? Or did he have some secret little basket of money or some other little play with his little extra cash where he was able to parlay whatever he had left? Hey, he could even, mediocre, he could have a margin account. We didn't even think about that. If you own 9 million shares of GameStop, what do you think about margining some of that to buy Chewy options? I mean, it's ballsy as fuck. But that could be done, right?
It could be, absolutely.
Oh, man. There's so many twists and turns to this story. Come on, Keith. We need a live stream. We need to hear.
Absolutely. I think you should go live.
All right. We're going to close the poll. 33% of you think that he sold GameStop to buy Chewy. 2/3 of you, 67%, think that he sold Chewy options to buy Chewy. And I'll just throw in, or he just owns Chewy options that he hasn't exercised yet. So, yeah, I mean, the audience is mostly convinced that he's still holding his GameStop. And that's fine with me if he is. I don't care either way. Like I said, I'd love to hear that he figured out a way to do both, mediocre. think that'd be the story of the fucking year. The media would be unhinged, mediocre. Sparky, thank you for helping me out.
But I got a
Sparky
question.
says mergers involve turning one stock ticker into another. So Chewy merger with GameStop, GME would get Chewy stock on some ratio. But how does enterprise value work into that, Sparky? I guess is what I'm looking at. And wouldn't the bigger company typically be absorbing the smaller one? Like Chewy's would hand out Chewy shares to GameStop shareholders. Can you imagine if you were a GameStop shareholder, mediocre, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and they say, next week you're going to be a Chewy shareholder. All your GME shares are converting. Because I mean, there's people where their pinned tweet is GameStop is the only play. Can you imagine waking up and find out that now Chewy is the only play? I'm just theorizing. I don't know. I'm not expecting a merger. I'm just saying some things would be funny depending on how all this plays out. Is Chewy heavily shorted? Clark, I don't know what the short interest is on Chewy. Could someone fill us in if you've checked the Chewy short interest lately? I was briefly looking at the financials today. It's got a PE ratio, forward PE ratio of 144, which is pretty damn high. So the tendency might be to say that Chewy is overvalued at $25. But after that share buyback was announced, some analysts gave it an upgrade to $32 to $35. I don't know. I haven't run my numbers to see what I would come up with when I work all that out. But I trust them for the moment. Let's just say it's worth 32 or 35. I don't know. But looking at Chewy's financials right now, they just turned profitable 2 quarters ago. Most of their metrics, all of their ratios are positive. And they have an excellent track record of growing revenues. And they have an excellent 5-year forecast. I mean, it's literally a much more on paper better play for a finance guy, a roaring kitty who's looking at numbers. Chewy is a smarter play. The only caveat I have on that is if I'm looking at the forward PE ratio, it might be overvalued. I don't know. I'm not ready to comment strongly on that. Don't have a strong opinion just yet, but I bet I will by the end of this week.
How come Kitty isn't out doing live streams talking about
I don't know. He's probably worried about Martin coming up with round 2 of a lawsuit, mediocre.
I mean, he talked about GameStop quite a bit, didn't he? When that before that all transpired.
On that live stream?
Yeah, on his live streams, right? He would do nightly live streams and discuss all the stuff. Why isn't he doing that anymore?
I think he's worried about manipulating the markets, honestly. Anya says, did
he's worried about that?
Did Ryan Cohen leave Chewy voluntarily? Someone who's a Ryan Cohen expert, let me know. I think he sold his ownership, and that's how he became a billionaire, Anya. But I don't know if it was a friendly exit or not. Sparky says, mergers involve turning one stock ticker in. Oh, we already read that. Clark says, I learned something from you, Tony. Once the news of dilution comes out, sell your shares immediately. That is a general rule we have for all stocks on this channel, Clark. Now, we made the mistake of ignoring that rule when Ape came out, when they announced Ape. But also, Adam kind of led us to believe that it was going to be at some point in the future, ... Remember that, mediocre?
Yep.
I don't know if I was asleep at the fucking wheel or what, but I did not think that it was going to be immediate, but also when they announced Ape, we knew that it was going to be a currency they sold shares with. We didn't know it was going to get run into the ground.
Yeah, it wasn't supported by the shareholders. That was the problem.
Right. I mean, I remember talking about Ape the very first week that they announced it. I was kind of excited about it. I just had no way of anticipating at that time, that it was going to get run into the fucking ground.
If we just bought that, if we just bought that up and didn't let it fall like that, we would have been much better off.
And it didn't even make sense to get run into the ground.
No, it didn't.
Because of the arbitrage.
But Tony, it was also protected, right? They couldn't really short it the way they could short a regular stock, right? Because it was preferred. They were at a disadvantage. If we just supported it, I think it would have been a much different thing.
I mean, there were so many people that were against it. The only saving grace of Ape is we were at least smart enough to realize the arbitrage thing from day one.
Yeah.
And go in and buy it when it was cheap. Once we knew that there was going to be a conversion, we're like, okay, how do we fix this mistake that we're in? Because I held my Ape. I was like, buy more. The cheaper it gets, the more they separate.
That was the problem. It was the whole. When was the right time? That there was a lot involved in that whole deal.
Yeah,
I mean, we did good. I can't complain. So
my whole thought process of Ape changed rapidly as Adam dropped news. At first, I was kind of excited about it. Then everybody was against it, and the price got rug pulled. And all right, now what? And then Adam drops news that they're going to convert. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then the price gets dropped some more. And then we got a court case. I mean, every fucking month it felt like mediocre. We were having to update our own thoughts on what to do. But yes, Clark, in general, dilution is something you should pay attention to. I have a whole video ready to go, Clark, of me telling you guys over the last 3 years, you should be worried about dilution. The next motherfucker that says Tony DeNaro loves dilution, I got the video ready with I spent a weekend going through all my videos, all my live streams, telling you guys you should be concerned about dilution.
We calculate dilution all the time. We're looking.
Anyone who tells you that I love dilution is smoking a big ass crack pipe.
We know another dilution is going to happen on AMC. I know you guys don't want to hear it, but if it's a debt for equity swap, guess what? That's dilution. Just in a different form, right? So hopefully we don't get into the money, but that's possible too. When it happens, I don't want it to happen, but they need to raise cash to get the deal with the bondholders.
Yeah,
right?
that's the deal. Like, here's where I think people get confused, mediocre, because some of them, the popcorn project people are very simple-minded. They hear me explaining why the company needs to raise money. The company needs to raise money, guys, or it's going to file Chapter 11. That doesn't mean I like dilution. That certainly doesn't mean you need to hold through it. But I'm trying to explain to you why they are doing what they're doing. What you do after that, what I do after that, well, that's your decision. That's my decision.
Well, Tony,
you do whatever you want, but it's important for you to know that if they don't raise money, they will go bankrupt. That was the whole last year and a half we lived through, and maybe even the rest of this year.
Tony, the Brit just told me that you absolutely love dilution.
You sound like you're from London.
Oh, shit.
The short interest, Todd says, on Chewy is 19.9 shares. Thank you. Todd, 14.8%. Excellent. Thank you for that. Volkstoy, what's up? He says, jokes aside, GME would invest in the AI space before a Chewy merger or buy-in. Amen. I agree with you. That's a hot button topic right now, right? I'd like to see something like that, Volkstoy. Something that is congruent with their current with their current business, but not exactly their current business.
Right. And I want them to invest their money into something that's going to guarantee them profit in their space, right? Like they kind of need to stick with what they're doing and grow that business however they can.
Sparky says I was blowing up your email, my email, saying that Chewy was better value than GME. Now I didn't block you, but I haven't been on email for a few days. But yeah, I mean, I could look at all their financials and their ratios. It's a fine company. There's like I said in my Discord today, because they were asking me about that. There's very little I could look at on Chewy's balance sheet or any of their ratios and tell you there's a bad story there, other than the PE ratio is high. Versus if I look at GameStop, I could pick that fucker apart in about 2 seconds. There's a whole lot of train wreck going on in GameStop right now for financial analysis. Again, not trying to nag on GameStop. They have $4 billion, but that is irrelevant to any analysis going on right now. They need to put that money to work. Then their story changes. So the potential's there. They're not there yet. They're not over the hurdle for me to say GameStop's a slam dunk. But if you tell me, Tony, that's cool. I get it. I know the ratios are bad. I know they have no earnings. I know that cash on the balance sheet doesn't really improve ROA, ROE, ROIC. I know I can't do a discounted cash flow. I know all that, Tony. I just want to speculate on Ryan Cohen. Then again, do as you wish. You will get no argument from me. Just don't tell me you're buying it because you think it should be 10 times book value. Because I'm going to ask you, what about earnings? And then you're going to go run and hide in the corner. Because your argument's only going to last under my withering fire for about 20 seconds. Volksoy says Ape was abused and taken in the back alley. It was, man. We got beat up if we were holding Ape. Joey says,
I'd like to go through that again because I'd come out a winner, guaranteed.
If only we had known then what we knew now, mediocre.
Yeah, that's right.
I was asking myself in the last week, were these motherfuckers like Matt Kors and Wrench and Kevin, were they really smarter than us? Or were they given a script to all push out the same talking point and have the price of Ape beaten down? I honestly don't know. Maybe they're just smarter than me. I mean, I should have been. And then I said to myself, but Tony, when Ape was announced, yes, we knew it was going to be a currency, but maybe I was just still too full of hopium. Maybe I thought that people wouldn't sell it. I don't fucking know.
I didn't think people would sell it. Especially when you got Adam Aaron telling everybody that it's precious. Like he said that shit.
Are you kidding right now?
No, he said that. You didn't hear
I know,
him?
but I mean, you think that what he says matters to people that much?
I mean, he said some stuff that, he made sure people knew it was 1 for 1, but how they got that fucked up, it blows my mind too, Tony. I don't know. There was a lot involved with that shit that just...
Wired says
people back.
It's not dilution you should fear, it's cash burn. Well, I think Wired, yeah. I mean, if you want to put them in order, you should fear cash burn because that's what causes dilution. Would you agree with me? That's why the first half of this year, what do we say we were going to be focused on with AMC, mediocre? Cash balance and cash burn.
Yeah.
That was the two things I told you guys at the beginning of this year that I'd be focusing on for AMC, because the cash balance and the cash burn would then lever into dilution risk, which is why I wanted to celebrate with you guys a little bit last night about this fucking Q2 box office. And I have people blowing up my Discord and my phone and everything, DMs on Twitter, like, Tony, don't you think that Q3 and Q4 are just going to be the best ever the rest of this year? I actually do. I sat down for a whole day and went through every film for the rest of this year and have put numbers to them. And I knew that expectations were good, but I wanted to do my own work. And after I did the work, it was even better than I had expected. And this is not just me making up a number. This is me researching people in the industry, people that are looking at these movies, what they're expected to make. And even with my conservative take on that, boy, man, my numbers are pretty damn good for Q3 and Q4. If we fucking beat those numbers, look out. Look out, shorty. I'm gonna hesitate to tell y'all numbers because people gonna say I'm pumping the stock, mediocre. Y'all do whatever you want. I'm just gonna keep my numbers to myself.
I mean, I'm trying to hold the shares. I'll say that. I'm not going to hold them without making money. I'll tell you guys that. But I am trying to hold the shares. I was not happy I lost shares Friday. I'll tell you.
My trigger finger was itching today. Mediocre. $5.
I know.
Should I buy it? But what if Adam? I don't fucking know what to do. So I ended up selling $5 puts this morning.
I mean, I consider myself lucky at 490, but the only reason why I consider myself lucky is because I turn around and sold $5 calls, right?
I'm ready to buy more at $5. If it closes under $5, I'm in.
That's the thing. I want to
close in for more shares. So
I get to keep that premium money, right? But there's a chance this thing could go to 470, 460. That could happen. So I don't know.
Andre says, what day do you plan on making the next Roaring Kitty review? Whenever Mediocre's free. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off. My wife's not very happy right now that I'm not in there taking care of her. But I honestly thought that she'd probably come home and fall asleep. We didn't even get home from the hospital and get to sleep till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we were up at 7 this morning. So we're both running on fumes. I was able to get a midday nap, but she was at work all day. So maybe I'll take tomorrow off in the evening and we can do Roaring Kitty maybe on Wednesday, part 9 or whatever's up next.
Yeah, we should do a 4th of July thing, Tony.
Oh yeah, we should. That'll be Wednesday. Will be the 3rd. And yeah, we'll see what we can do on the 4th. You talking about like a daytime before we're doing the nighttime celebrating?
Yeah, we'll mess around Wednesday night. We'll make it fun.
Wired Ape says the only time you should fear dilution is if the price is overvalued. Well, I actually fear it worse when it's not overvalued. I'd prefer right now that the price of AMC run up to the fucking sky so that he can dilute and not really hurt anybody. That's what I'd prefer, Wired Ape.
Well, he's going to hurt people because people are going to buy the fucking run-up, Tony.
Yeah, you guys got to be careful. If the price runs up, there's going to be more dilution. You can count on that. So
absolutely.
Be careful. I'm expecting it. They've got to pay off some more of that 10-12 pick toggle.
This is why I'm on the fence about owning the shares.
That's why I'm on the fence too. Mediocre is like, what do I fucking do? I know the box office is going to be great. I know people are going to be excited. But the higher the price goes, the more risk I got to worry about. Adam, like, okay, $7 sounds good. $9 sounds good. I'm just making up numbers. I don't know just on organic if it goes there, but
I'm less nervous about a debt for equity than I am at ATM though. So that's the bonus, right?
You know what? I'd be happy with Mediocre if I was able to get in at 5 and it runs up to 7 or 9 and he dilutes up there. I'm still going to be safe, I think, if my
Exactly.
basis is 5.
Right.
So all I'm trying to do right now is reaccumulate shares after selling in May and have the most risk-free cost basis just in case shit. Because I know Adam has made it very clear that one of their objectives is to fix the balance sheet. So this is no secret. It's been in every 10Q for the last 3 years. We're going to raise money and pay off debt. Now, pay attention. There's going to be some more. I just don't know when. So I'm just looking. I was talking to Richie today, Mediocre. He was like, Tony, I just want to make some money. I was like, yeah, Richie, we really like to play with fire here, don't we? We like to jump in the fire, see if we can make money without getting burned.
Yeah, I know.
It is literally like playing with fire because we know that Q3. Richie was really happy going. His forecast for Q3, Q4. It's like a rocket ship to the moon, Mediocre. I was having to reel him back in. Come on, Richie. But Tony, all these movies are going to do over $1 billion worldwide. I was like, yeah, but worldwide is heavily weighted on Asia. All we got in AMC is Europe. So you got to reel that worldwide number in. Let's focus on domestic. We'll add a little bit for Europe. But we think, all of us think that there's going to be some fantastic movies and box office the rest of this year. So Stockland says Tony sounds like he tolerates good dilution, not bad dilution, and hates delusion. Yeah, I'm just, look, I don't like any dilution, but when we are speculating in a company that is losing money, it comes with the territory.
Tony, it's not dilution.
What is it?
It's an equity offering.
An equity offering, yeah. It comes with the territory, guys. If you're speculating in a company that's losing money until they get operationally profitable, there's only a couple things they can do: dilute or take on more debt. Neither one's going to really work out in your favor. AMC can't take out any more debt, so we got one lever to pull. And in the meantime, we hope that they pull that lever as few times as possible before the box office recovers.
Do you remember when Adam said, we need to get this done before the equity markets dry up, Tony?
Did he say? I don't remember him saying that. When
he said that shit in the court hearing, in the fucking court documents. He fucking said it, dude. The board said that shit. I was like, oh my God.
Volkstoy says Adam misled investors. Do you think he misled investors, Mediocre? You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to.
I just want to be real with people, right? Like, I think that the community, the ape community, doesn't do very good due diligence, right? As far as finding out what the company really wants to do and stuff like that. Like, they brush a lot of stuff off that they probably shouldn't.
You know why that is, Mediocre? Because they don't look at the financial statements. They don't read the 10 factors. They only read his tweets. Now, if you looked at the financials and then you read his tweets, you can kind of, all right, he's doing his job as the cheerleader of the company.
So if you're talking about his Twitter page, I mean, what the fuck? He's there to promote the company.
Yeah, that's I literally told you guys. I told you guys a year or two ago, and people got so fucking mad at me. I said a CEO's job is to market the company, and one guy wrote me back, Tony, they have a marketing VP. What do you mean the CEO is in charge of marketing? Guys, his job is to market the company to potential buyers of the stock because he needs you. He needs us.
Absolutely, he does.
That's the CEO's job. Set strategic direction, market the company. What the hell do you think Diane Garrett's doing over at Highcroft? She's marketing the hell out of herself and her company to you guys because
Without new
Because dilution's
shareholders,
around the corner.
he cannot tap the equity markets, right, Tony? That's true.
The Hycroft dilution train is right around the corner, and Diane Garrett, God bless her, she's doing her job. You can't get mad at her. All you can do is read the financial statements. And if you don't like reading, watch any of my videos telling you what is coming. It's just a matter of time. Tick-tock. I don't want to hear any crying about Hycroft when it happens. No crying in baseball.
That's the term you guys will see in the 8Ks and in stuff like that. You'll see that they want to tap the equity
They want to
markets.
tap that market, huh?
Exactly. That means fucking dilution in a nice way.
Yeah, I have a video called the CEO Handbook where I carefully lay out for you guys in a semi-comedy fashion exactly what to expect from all of these CEOs. You always wonder how does Tony manage to know that all this shit's going to happen, because they all fucking do it. It's in the fucking handbook, and I shared the fucking handbook with you guys. Go watch that video. The CEO Handbook.
It's all companies. I mean, Ryan Cohen didn't fucking wait, did he?
No, that's why we knew Ryan was going to do it. They all get the same fucking classes. They all have the same legal counsel. All the CFOs went to the same fucking school.
Stock overvalued, take the fucking money.
Stock overvalued and what? Mediocre. Need money today?
That's right.
Come to the equity tapping pawn shop. That's why they're here, guys. They're in the public markets to raise money from you.
Exactly.
As needed. That's the whole point of going public, to take your money. If you're lucky, you invest in a profitable company, and the only money they ever raise is the IPO. But if you're investing in companies that are losing money, you're going to keep giving them money if you want to stay in that play. Or you're going to just get diluted. You're going to get diluted, and you'll hold your shares, not spend any more, not average down. You'll just have shares worth less due to dilution. Anya says, publish that even if it's an ebook. I should write about 10 chapters and publish it, Anya. You're right. I wrote 3 chapters of the CEO Handbook.
Yeah, I think that's people should actually watch that video, Tony. I do agree with you, right? I think the language people don't really understand, especially new investors, right? You can't expect a new investor to understand what tap the equity market fucking means, right? They don't know.
They don't even really know when he says repair the balance sheet or de-risk the balance sheet, as Diane Garrett likes to say it. All I hear is dilution.
Right.
We need to, one of our strategic objectives is to de-risk the balance sheet. Okay. I know what that means. Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. So
that means we got a lot of debt and we need to get it off of there somehow. We're not mining, so it's not going to come from income.
A shareholder is going to pay for that.
Some new shareholder is going to pay for it, or some other shareholder not wanting to get diluted, buying up a bunch of new shares that get sold. Yes, Volkstoy. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do randomly. The big brown stick, or the I'm not even going to show it on camera, the electronic device.
Yeah.
They just randomly demonetize the whole live stream. And I can't afford to be missing my $2 tonight, Volkstoy, because I got to buy Mama a new car now.
$2, baby. Let's go.
She crashed her car.
Smashed out.
Totaled. It's fucking totaled.
You guys don't forget to smash the like button, hit the bell notification, do all that shit. Right, Tony?
That's right. Anya says at least Diane Garrett stopped bragging about safety awards. Oh, no, Anya. No. every speech, every press release starts off with their impeccable safety record.
Impeccable.
Volkswagen, just so we're clear, they won't completely demonetize it. They put a note that it's advertising limited, whatever that means.
So, Tony, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why does Highcroft have such a stellar safety record?
I mean,
Uh,
because they're not mining.
okay, we're on the same page. Nobody's over there doing any fucking work. I'm sorry.
I want to know, out of all the mines that aren't mining, how many have a bad safety record? Is that a thing?
Yeah. And if they do,
Anya says, did the car crush like a soda can? The front end crumple zone worked as designed, Anya. Every airbag, front and side, went off. But the damage didn't go past the engine block, so I guess it worked as designed.
that's good.
Sparky says, nobody gets hurt when you ain't digging holes. Thank you, SH. I appreciate that. I told her this morning that you guys were sending a lot of good thoughts, and both of us appreciate that. Anya says, mediocre people do get hurt in the parking lot. That's only on the mines in Canada, Anya. They slip on the ice. You don't got to worry about that in Las Vegas. Maybe a little sunburn. Did you know Diane Garrett just lives right down the road from me, mediocre?
No, I did not.
Yeah, she lives in Texas, out a little bit. Not, I say down the road.
Is she in your gated community?
No, she's in the hill country, which is outside of Austin. And I also found out through a legal filing that got filed on CoffeeZilla from Jake Paul that CoffeeZilla lives in my neck of the woods here in Texas too. I did not know that. He's a fellow cowboy.
You live in the gated community with all the other movie stars down there, Tony?
Yeah. Volksoy says, if you don't mind, any thoughts on Neo? Yeah, I mean, I've looked at Neo. I can't remember if I've done a video on them. It's one of the most complicated to look at. But here's of these small EV companies, and I have spreadsheets on this shit comparing all of them. Your Mullins and your FFIEs and Rivian and Lucid and Neo. I have all of that. But here's where I come down to my thoughts on Neo. In China, they're a niche player. And when I really started digging into it, I was like, why? Why are we only talking about Neo? What happened in 2021? And when I get the answer to this, I just haven't taken this last step yet. Why did we start talking about Neo? Because there are other publicly traded Chinese companies in the U.S. stock market that are far bigger and more profitable and a safer play than Neo. So Neo is so far behind these other companies, I don't even know why we're talking about it. That's kind of why I haven't done a recent Neo, because I need to get the answer to that question. So I don't hate it, but I have some questions that I need to answer for myself before I talk with you guys about Neo anymore. Yeah, I think BYD might be one of them. Dan, one of the other big ones. There were at least two others. We talked about it on a live stream 3 or 4 months ago when I was last time I was spending the week looking at EVs. I was like, why is nobody talking about these other companies? Like, why do we always want to talk about the money losing ones? Mediocre. We being retail.
I mean,
What is the
because
allure?
I don't know. I think they think that they're gonna buy the bottom.
They had high short
take it.
interest, so you thought you were going to get rich.
Yeah, buy it up, baby, and we're gonna move this thing back up.
There's got to be more to the
But my
analysis
question
than
though is,
it has high short interest.
why do they think it's being shorted for? What's the reason they think it's being shorted? And did they look at the balance sheet and
Needle dropped from $62 down to $4.
yeah, but why did they look into why though? And the answer
Because
is
the
no.
financials are shit.
Exactly, I know that, and you know that, right? But that's why it got knocked down, and I don't know why they think that they're going to buy it up. Where do they think they're going to get the fucking money to fix it, Tony? That's the problem that we need to get people to actually look at, right?
Yep. I'm trying to see what they're. Let's just put it up on the screen here.
Look, I'm not trying to be an asshole, you guys.
No, none of us are. I want to find a good EV company that I could tell you guys, like, I'm going to get behind this one. But I've driven all their cars, Lucids, Rivians, Mullins. I've covered most of them in videos for you guys, but I haven't found one that I'm like, yeah, this is a safe buy. I just haven't found the one. Let's see what the share count has looked like on NIO. Share change in 2021, they had 1.18 billion shares, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. That's not, I mean, that's 50%, 40% dilution since 2020. Only 200 million shares, 130 million since 2021. That's not horrible. But they just lost in 2023 $12 a share. And it's only getting worse. I don't know. You guys know how it is with EVs. I mean, I don't hate any of them, but they all got this same problem. They got to get their production to the point where it overcomes the fixed cost. That's the challenge. How long do you want to hang in there? I'd rather swoop in and be that asshole bottom feeder at the point where they're just about to be successful and everybody else has been diluted to hell. Then I'll come in and buy it for $1.
Like, I don't know a lot about any of these electric companies because I don't pay no mind to them, to be totally honest with you guys. But the only point I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter if it's a electric car company or whatever, a weed stock. I don't know. They all get the same shit kicked out of them, and people don't want to pretend like there's no reason for it. That's the part that blows my mind. You know, when the fundamentals of the company are bad, you gotta at least admit that, and understand that it's a risky play. I'm done with that shit, to be honest with you guys. Like I don't have no problem talking about it. I trade now. I don't hold any real stocks, Like, I'm trying to hold a little bit of AMC, don't get me wrong, but if I lose it, I lose it. I'll just start over. I don't care. It is what it is.
Polestar, Volkswagen's asking about Polestar. We have a dealership not too far from me. We have a Rivian dealership here. We have a Polestar dealership. I went and looked at the cars. They're beautiful. That's my favorite phrase. But Tony, they have pretty cars. They have pretty cars, all of these companies, but their financials are kind of ugly.
Cars, Tony. Did you ever see Mullen cars?
I drove a Mullen car. I drove a Mullen car in every single one of their trucks.
There's your boy, Ralph Fordich.
Ralphie boy. Hey, Ralphie boy.
What's up, Richie?
Polestar, 91 cents. Ouch. Net income in the most recent year was negative $1.1 billion. And in the most recent quarter, negative 700 million. Holy fuck. Look at that. Oh, you guys can't see this. How about that, mediocre?
Oh yeah,
You see that big bar on the end?
I see it.
I don't know. Maybe some of that was goodwill. I can't tell from this table here. Anywho, I want to see any of these EV companies succeed. I think you just got to be careful on all of them. One day you're going to see me swoop in and say, I'm buying X, Y, or Z because I think all the dilution's done and they're just about to become profitable. Anya says people are saying they're seeing more and more Rivians. I see a lot of Rivians here in Austin. Occasionally Polestar. Yeah, Volvo sold Polestar. Volvo divested from Polestar. That is correct. All right, mediocre. I don't want to be on here all night. It's 9:30. We started. What time did we start? 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 o'clock your time, I think.
All right. I'm going to go check on Scarlett, see if she needs anything, and try and get a little more rest myself, so we can be ready to rock and roll the rest of this week. We got a short week in the U.S. this week due to the holiday.
Did they give us a day off in the middle of the week and we're open on Friday, dude? Like, I don't get it.
I haven't checked the trading calendar. I know it's a short week. Let me just check.
It's a short week.
NYSE.
I think we're off on Wednesday or something like that, or Thursday. We open back
2024 Thursday the 4th.
Yeah, we're closed on Thursday, right?
Yep.
So what, are they just going to open the market and all the big shots aren't going to be around? Just going to be algo trading?
And it says the market will close early. Is this right? At 1 p.m.
On Wednesday?
July 3rd, 2024?
Yep.
And then we're going to open back up on Friday?
Yep.
The fuck?
Yep.
Well, I mean, this is going to be a shit weekend because everybody in Wall Street is going to be out at the Hamptons on their boat.
Abso-freaking-lutely, baby.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you had some fun. I know we covered a lot of topics. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on Ryan and Kitty, GameStop and Chewy. Like I said, my preference is not to speculate a whole lot and hope that he gives us an update. My preference is also would be to find out that he owns both GameStop and Chewy's, both 9 million shares. But I don't know. Maybe he sold one to buy the other. I don't know. I'm not going to have a strong opinion because I don't really care. But for those of you that it matters, I hope that he owns both because I think that'd be a sweet story. And I guess we can just wash away that GameStop is the only plaything unless he's about to play another reverse Uno card and Chewy was the Kansas City shuffle. It's the distraction while he's waiting for GameStop to get brought down in price so he can go back in and swoop back in. Wait, how could he swoop back in if he didn't sell?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's so confusing.
But before I go, I just want to tell everybody, if my opinion pissed you off in any way, I really don't know what to tell you. It's just me trying to trade my own.
If your opinion pissed them off, mediocre, then you're right at home on this channel. We are the Clown News Network, the most hated retail trading YouTube channel in existence.
That's right.
Why? Because we tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. all the conspiracy theorists, the popcorn project people who want the company to go bankrupt. They don't care about the financials. Just make sure you, Adam, that you unearth those 20 billion synthetic shares. Just, all those people hate the fuck out of me, mediocre. Welcome to the club. Over here, we're just trying to read financial statements and make good trading decisions. And, if all of that other conspiracy stuff comes true one day, mediocre, well, then I hope to still be in the play at some point where we can all still benefit together.
Tony, I looked at the fucking AMC chart, and that fucking thing looks bullish.
I know. The AMC
fucking thing is ripping.
I got to be careful what I say about the chart, mediocre. They're going to say I'm pumping it if I say the technicals look bullish. There he goes again, pumping AMC. I looked at that. Look at it
today. I'm like, oh my god!
Just look at it. You tell me that doesn't look bullish. Oh, okay, Tony. All right. You're right. It looks bullish, but he's just going to dilute again. Why do you think he gave out the free ices, Tony? Free ices. That's a sign. Free ices means dilution's coming, Tony. Wake the fuck up.
I just want him to tell me cash is king again. Just tell me that.
Be careful out there, guys. When the price runs up, we're just gonna. We all know that they said they're going to pay off some debt. So trade it smart, and have a plan. That's all I'm going to say. Rest of this year looks very bullish. Everything looks perfect, mediocre. Isn't that what our friend used to say up there? What was his name?
Cam?
No, the dude up, the construction worker that said he was an algo expert. Everything is bullish. Was his name Anthony?
No.
What the fuck was that
You're
dude's
talking
name?
about, he's not a construction worker.
Was he heating and air conditioning?
Finance guy?
Talking about that guy that used to curse at
bullish.
people. Everything's bullish.
In my Discord?
Not in your Discord. He had his own fucking YouTube channel.
Nah, I don't know who we're talking about then. We're talking about two different people.
Remember he would draw the chart and then guys, in 2 weeks it's going to go straight up, and he kept on having to reset it for a year.
I mean, it looks like it's fucking. Oh, you're talking. Is that what's the hell's his name? Something X.
I can't believe nobody in the Ants Trades. Yeah, that Ant dude. Whatever happened to him? Is he still around? Thank you, Ivan.
You talk about the other guy. There's a fucking million of these.
Right? You give a very general description, it fits most of them, right, mediocre? And the funny thing is, not one of these fuckers has been right yet. See, guys, what you got to do is you got to take this pattern from 2 years ago. You just flip it, switch it, rub it down, and that's going to happen next week.
That's right. It's going to happen.
Because the algos aren't looking at data. They're not looking at current economics. They're not looking at what the Fed's saying, the presidential elections. They're just going to repeat from 2 years ago. That's all. I mean, you don't even need to worry about economics or company financials. Just go find a pattern from 2 years ago that looks really, really cool to you, that has a nice little uptick at the end. Try and make it fit. You might need to squish it, stretch it, flip it, rub it down, and then tack it on to the end of wherever we're at. Make a video.
But Tony, I got a question for you.
Instant 20,000 subscribers.
I got a question for you in the chat before we leave. Like my hat here.
What you got?
Does this make me look like Ted Cruz from fucking Texas or what, baby?
Fuck yeah. You look like 4th of July Ted Cruz now.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, shit, I love it.
All right, guys.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
We're gonna play some music. Mediocre. Tell them about your channel and tell them your closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts are, I love the stock. I like the stock. Now, listen. In all reality, You guys got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to check everything. Just don't take my fucking word for it. Don't take Tony's word for it. Go find out for yourselves. Seriously. But if you like what we're talking about, check us out. Check me out on Twitter, Mediocre Trader 1. Check out my YouTube channel.
Cowboy Clown 1.
Yeah, Cowboy Clown 1 over here. Mediocre Trader on YouTube. Have a good night, and we'll see y'all later.
I'm going to give you. I am Tony DeNaro. You can find me on Twitter as Tony DeNaro. And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm looking for the outro video here. If you like some music and you want to read a couple of disclosures, everything you heard tonight is not to be taken as trading advice. And have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Trade safe.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. Coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. Pieces is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never